were very pleased that I moved it today to 10 o'clock. So it's really good to be here. If you are awake and you have had breakfast and you're ready to be here, I'm going to see with this new system, I don't know how to invite friends in. I haven't a clue. And I don't know whether we can anymore invite friends. So I'm going to have a look and quickly see whether I can. Nah, I can't see anything. Let's go back to the live stream. Otherwise, we'll just get caught up in doing all of these things. Very confusing because we don't seem to be able to do it. Anyway, so how are you this morning? Good morning, Carla. Nice to see you. Did you have a good day yesterday? I know that we did some stuff in the morning, but how are you today? Where are you on your rating? So yeah, it's been a very interesting time for all of us. And as you can see, it's very warm here in the UK. Hi, Marcel. Yeah, I believe a lot of people thought they missed today, which was good. At about 3 o'clock this morning, I was awake. I was awake a lot today. Nothing that I'm worrying about, just that I was just vibrating quite a lot. I just kept feeling my body was just going like this, woof, 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 and there was just no way I could go to sleep. So I got up and I did some work, and I then went back to bed because I was a little bit tired. So I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to even surface at 8 o'clock. So, okay. Right. So she said, I'm lovely. Carla says, I'm lovely and calm, relaxed, just been in the garden listening to all the birds. Where are you from, Carla? Just put in the chat where you're from. I know Marcel is here in the UK, but anybody else that's on, just let us know where you're from, and let us know if you're on sort of evening time, what have you done with your day? Has it been a good day? If you've just woken up, I woke up a little while ago, and actually it was really quite sweet because I had a hard night, and I went downstairs and I saw some toast. I could smell toast, and the next minute I'm in Congleton in Cheshire. Oh, okay. How do you say that? Congleton, is it? Congleton in Cheshire. Wow. Okay. And someone was making me breakfast and said, oh, I was going to take it upstairs. Well, I had come downstairs. So it worked out. But it was really, really sweet that he did that. Okay. So to just kind of truly appreciate right now, just for a minute, just to truly appreciate everything that we have. Everything. One of the things that I've been reading in a book called Everyday Holiness has been about how, because we're so used to the things that we have, we kind of don't appreciate it. We don't appreciate, hey, it's a new day. We don't appreciate, hey, let's jump out with vigor, because what happens is we just get used to the treadmill of life and we forget to just truly appreciate the little things. So maybe today, just look for a couple of things, 3 or 4 things that you can truly appreciate in your life about something that is just almost so little, but actually makes a really big difference. So I looked at my washing machine yesterday and my dishwasher, and I said thank you to them because they make my life so much easier. When I think about at home where we use tubs and before we had a washing machine, tubs of water, and you'd have to fill the tub up and then you'd have to wash, and then you have to take everything out again so that you could put clean water in to wash again. So yeah, just to kind of take a look at the little things, the tiny little things that allow us to be thankful. And even this, being able to see on video, you can say, thank you. Thank you for letting me be on here today, connected to you. All right, so you've got your rating. Have you got a rating? You know what you're feeling. So I know that you're lovely and calm, Carla. Where are you on the rating scale? Marcel, where are you on the rating scale? I don't know whether Jenny, whether you've joined in or not. I can't see you. What are you on the rating scale? So just kind of get a sense. Are you in a happy place? And if you are, how happy are you? So on a scale of 0 to 10, excuse me, it's not a dry cough. It's just a clearing of the throat. 0 is neutral. 10 is the happiest you can be. And when I say happy, I'm talking about happy, calm, and serene. Yeah. And if you are anxious and there's something going on about that right now, notice where you are on the distress scale, where 0 is neutral, 10 is very, very distressed. All right. One of the things to really get to know is kind of get a sense where that feeling is. So connect to the feeling. We know that there are at least always 2 parts of us, right? There is an embodied part of us, which we might say or think is that connective part that is Gestalt, kind of ruled by the right brain. And we have a sort of a thinking part, which is our head. And that is really a part that dominates our sequential thinking. It sort of lives up in our head. But sometimes when we are incredibly anxious, we also have separations of 2 parts. And maybe it is linked still to those 2 bits, but it really is quite important to kind of recognize where is that part of you that is that deepest, widest, central part of you. Oh, great, Marcel, you're rating a 7. Brilliant, brilliant. So let's see if we can get that to be a more rounded 7, a more fuller 7, a more embodied 7. All right. So so getting back to that, just kind of go to that part. We want to get to that part that is that part, that wise part that does live in our body, but it is deeper, wider, bigger. It's got a breadth of knowledge. It's got a depth of knowledge. It is that all that is knowledge that exists within us. And it has been the knowledge that's been with us from the very, very start, before we experienced fear. It was that knowledge, all right? This knowledge that comes from that first cell, all right? That knowledge that's been with us, that came with us, was the initial spark. That knowledge, the deeper, wider breadth of us, yeah? And the other would normally sit, often is in our chest, in our stomachs, just somewhere where it is kind of something different. So that often is the part that's the scaredy part, or the part that concerns us. So we have kind of like 2 definite diametric opposition parts, all right? So we have a part that is either about this very deep, wide, eternal, all-knowing kind of part, and we have a part that learned and got scared and is kind of the part that was more the adaptive part. Or you can think of we're having this part that is the part that is a fully embodied part, and the part of the mind, and bringing the mind to the body. We do know that the mind can override fear. We know that the moment we acknowledge it, we look at it, we see it for what it is, as something that's just separate from ourselves, but it has an intention. It always has an intention to awaken us. It always has an intention to awaken us so that we can step up even more. Yeah, so that we can step up even more. So the thing perhaps to ask yourself today when you perhaps have those unhelpful thoughts is to think, what would I say to my friend? What would I say to my friend if my friend was telling me what I'm experiencing right now? So that you can hear how you talk to your friend, because you need to be your best friend. Your best friend. Okay, good. All right, so if any of you know how to invite friends on here in this new paradigm of Facebook, that would be really cool too, if you can let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's just go ahead. So you've got your ratings, all of you. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do a rating. Yeah, and the small of my back, I've got a little bit of tension, and maybe because I've been lying in bed sleeping. It kind of feels round, and it kind of feels kind of cotton woolly. All right, so that's the kind of feeling, and it feels sort of about that big, so probably a little bigger than an orange. Okay, all right. So let's just take a quick connection into that deepest, widest part of ourselves for a second. So what I would like you to do is just close your eyes, take a nice breath in and out, and just bring your attention down, 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 down into the area of your hips. Just focusing down into your hips for a second. And what you might want to do is create an idea of a figure 8 like this in your hips so that you can feel it going around your hips, loosening your hips up, but expanding the heat in your hips. Just really ground down there. Oh gosh, yes, I can feel it very strong. And then bring that down into the ground, okay, so that you're grounded in the earth plane. And this is the part of you that is the part that is the deepest, widest part. And then what I want you to do is I want you to expand it out almost to the corners of the room. Okay, really feel yourself in this expanse, in this sea of energy. Okay, good, good. All right. And from here, just notice where that feeling is. Either, you're, in your case, Marcel, you're 7 of happiness. Notice this. If you're a 7, there's some bits that are still not quite giving you the 10 or the serenity. Just notice those bits and what that must be, and that you can work with that. All right. Good. And just notice that part of you that's a little bit out of kilter, not in coherence. And you might begin, and what I'm starting to notice, I can feel that vibration down there, but I can also feel vibrations coming up and down my body. But that's just me. Just notice, awareness is everything. Okay, so very quickly, very briefly, for those that haven't come on yet, we're just going to quickly have a check on which way we're going to tap. So we're going to tap top of the eyes, side of the eyes, under the nose, on the chin, across, okay, onto the scapula, or you can do it on the scapula that way. You can do on your chest, middle of the chest. You can use your hand just like that. You can do that, and you can do that depending on what you want to do. All right, and then under your arms, sort of on the bra line if you were a woman. Okay, so this area here, and then on the top of the head. We're always going to start with, first of all, we're going to always acknowledge what we're feeling, because we can never change anything unless we have awareness of it, whatever it is that is coming up for us. Okay? And we're going to tap to start off on the sides of our arms. Okay, good. Right, here we go. All right. So I'm going to go, even though I'm really tired, and you can find your own statement to repeat after me, even though I'm really tired, and it's going to be a very long day, and I'm concerned that I may not get the things that I want to do done, I totally love and trust myself anyway. And even though perhaps I haven't been as thankful as I wanted to be along the way, and I don't know what that's about. It may be that it'll come and it'll go, may not change at all. I totally love and trust myself anyway. And even though my circumstances aren't going to change in the short term, and I really don't know what this is doing, I totally love and trust myself anyway. Good. All right. Well, I'm just feeling lots and lots of vibrations, but let's just go with it. Okay, these vibrations inside of me, the side of the eyes, are making me become aware of what it is that I need to be under the eyes. I know that feelings are just energy, but they can be so trying, so under the nose. I see that they are there, and I don't know which way they will go under the nose and on the chin. I wonder what it is that they're trying to tell me. The clavicle. I wonder what it is they're trying to let me see. The heart. I wonder what it is I'm choosing not to acknowledge so that I could be truly free. But even though I'm still wondering, and I'm in a sea of uncertainty, I totally love and trust myself anyway. These thoughts and these feelings. And take a nice deep breath. Remember to do that are deep inside of me, are just different layers of the onion through which I am made. I know now that I am complex. I've lived a reasonable time. Top of the eyes, and yet I know that within this paradigm, I can bend and suspend time. Under the eyes, I can go back, I can go forward, right in the present moment. I see that everything is movable and everything can be set free. The secret is in the knowing in who I am on the chin. The secret is in the knowing of how I began. And we're just going to take a moment to just acknowledge that as we were born to be, that the best part that we have to know is that we can truly see. That we can get the truth of things on the chest. We can see the resonance go through. We can bring the truth to ourselves. And we can make it through. Top of under the arms. Because we can see that we are not separate. We are all the same. All of us have a drive to exist, but it's not something we often name. We tend to ignore that is in us, that allows us to simply be. We forget to really acknowledge the things, top of the eyes, that will allow us to truly be. Okay, take a breath in and out. So taking time to go right in and really connect to that deepest, widest part of you, we can take a moment to really begin to get a sense of how the universe, us, began. And get a sense of how us, the universe, is eternally expanding, so that that can expand into the fullest of being, unlimited in every potentiality. So just as, and I don't know whether you know that in wave theory, a wave is a particle and a wave at the same time. Most of the time, everything is in a frequency, in a resonance, until it collapses. Remember I said time collapses. When something collapses, we get an entity, we get a being, we get a thought, we get an idea, we get a truth, we get all of that. That is when all the information comes in. It collapses down to make something concrete that we can observe it. And it is the observation and the creation of the observation that allows us to be more. Okay, so let's just go. So we're going to work on this heart of ours. Okay, and I'm just going to slow mine down because it feels like I need to just breathe and slow it down very, very quickly. So being aware of your heart, being aware that there's two parts, be aware that this is a binary star. That means there are two stars that exist, the upper heart and the lower heart. And the upper heart is the heart that is our thymus gland, that stands for our the part of us that says we're me and not me. This is the part of us that is ruled by extreme love. Okay, this is the part that knows and can be, and it spreads almost like when you have that resonant wave, it's the bit within the wave. Okay, it's the information that's in the wave that allows us to make sense, to choose differently, to choose a negative thought or to choose a positive thought, to choose to create. Okay, so many of you know that I talk about sovereignty, and sovereignty is being able to have both sides of the coin, to be able to see both and yet still be a full, complete and valuable coin. Because it is in the difference that we create. It's in the difference that we learn, that we grow. So I want you to imagine for a minute that beautiful star that is your upper heart. I want you to see what color that star is today. Often this color is actually blue because it's a kind of a deep indigo blue, because it is the part that is a real truth. It's when we bring heaven to earth, we hear the truth, and that's purity. We purify. Yeah, we purify. And that's no coincidence. Our lungs have huge amounts of immune factor in it. It purifies, it cleanses, it gets rid of. Okay. But it also knows what's me, what's not me. So it also knows how to send an army together with, it sends an army with the generals. So we have two going together so that we can do compassion and love, as well as, like a mother that has to sometimes admonish, with intent. So just intend it now. No desiring, just intend. I intend to send forth both loving cells and immune cells that are going to watch my body. I'm going to send those. I'm sending the intent. I'm going to have love and compassion go with the severing and the cutting away. I'm going to temper that so that I get the best experience for it. And just let that wave go within the second aspect, which is the wave, the carrier, the big carrier. And that's the lower heart, the heart that has always created the frequency of your life. It always has been there. It always will be there. We cannot live without a heart. We cannot live with stuff going around our body, not in the way that we would expect to be, as a human being, as a being that lives fully as integrated within our life. And remember, the heart is that part of us that shares oxygen, but it always shares oxygen first to us. So we are that important. We are that important. Because in order for us to be the manifestation of the creation, we have got to exist. That's why our heart is always looking after us. That is why any fear we experience is always about something that's trying to alert us to look after us. Now I want you to go inside and just look at the color of that star. And then what I want you to do is create a system, a paradigm, like a great big infinity circle, going around the plexus, going around the thymus gland and around the heart, around that star, whatever the color of your heart is, the part that's being like a drum. And as you do that, I want you to let it vibrate through your body. Let it vibrate everywhere so that you get a sense of the whole of you vibrating. And let it go to that part of you that is either not quite a 10 in serenity or not a 0 in anxiety. And just kind of notice that. Know that it's just information and it's there because it's there for your learning, for your growth edge. And just, I invite you to just kind of look at it. See the shape, see the color. Surround it with love. If you've got coronavirus, surround it too with love. And at the same time, surround it with all those other things that would protect the boundary. We know coronavirus has the ability to not have to be transformed. It automatically has a stronger connection in order to spread because it already has the protein. It's already synthesized that, so it can easily get into the cell wall. So we want to make sure that the cell wall knows its polarities. It can check on what it is that is it and not it. And it can also know that, like anything, we can transmute, we can reconfigure. In the Catholic Church, we say the reconfiguration of things. We reconfigure. We can change it. Did you know that most of us, all of us, in fact, as humans, have less genes, believe it or not, than a tree? But a tree is fixed. A tree can't move around and shift and adapt and change in quite the way that humans have. We have more adaptive genes. And I'm not talking about those lovely jeans that we like to wear. You know that. Okay. Oh God, I got that song going for blue jeans. Oh no, that's terrible. It's in my head now. Okay, I'll have to move that one. Mind your jeans have two legs. Yeah. So we've got two parts of us in our heart. Okay, and just go around that part and just gently soothe it, bring it back into your heart. If it's a lost part of you, a part that's felt isolated, because the relationship, the connection that we have between this is our salvation. This is our being. This is where we shift into a new paradigm. And bring it into your heart. And I want you to now just gently beat your heart. You might want to make it a little bit heavier if you can, but be very careful. Be aware that you don't want to disrupt your heartbeat. You want to beat nice and gently, that you get a sense. And you're breathing. Just allow yourself to just go whatever sounds you want to make. I'm going to make an E sound. Just get a sense where they vibrate in you. If you've got a sound in your head, see whether you've got a sound that will reach the frequency of that. So I know that high notes are frequency, so I'm going to go, ooh. And if you can, imagine string theory. Imagine that everything that vibrates is a string. A string that goes in half, that goes in quarters, that goes in eighths, and it vibrates. And as it vibrates, you have the lows and the highs and the lows and the mediums and the highs and the highs. Just really get to notice that for yourself. Let your voice go. And one of the interesting things, I was listening to Eric van Volk. He was saying we all used to sing. Many of us, I remember singing being part of our lessons at school. Singing is really so much about experiencing our body, letting our body clear and cleanse. Okay, so now you know what we're going to do. We're going to clear and cleanse, and we're going to increase the vibration, because nothing can exist that can hurt us will come within a vibration that's resonating very high. So having a deep appreciation for your body, deep appreciation for you, deep appreciation for being here. Maybe if you find that hard, just think about somebody you care about, and then just turn that on yourself. Yeah. And then as you feel and filling your body, filling your aura, filling you up, you now have a lot that you can share. So share it out. Okay. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Out, out, out into the universe. So let it send the energy above you, below you, into the earth, to the left and to the right. So imagine it going to Australia, let it going up into space on those on the satellite above. All the way to the east and west, and then like a great big corona, just imagine it just expanding. And I'm seeing the earth right now, and I'm imagining I can see the earth being surrounded by light. And I see it exploding a little like the sun, not exploding that it explodes into little pieces, but I can see like the center of the earth just connecting, because it knows that its core, its heat is just the same as the sun. Maybe you're starting to feel hot like me, but I'm feeling really hot right now. And I'm just feeling it go right the way through my body, all the way through my aura, cleansing my aura, cleansing the aura of the earth, cleansing the aura of people I love as I send it through. I send it especially to all of you that are on here today, but I send it for anyone who watches after this and anyone who doesn't. Everyone, just send and know, guess what? Whew, what should come back? What should come back as you send, you clear, and you receive through your solar plexus just below your heart. Let it come up into your heart and let it expand your heart out. Let it expand because you're so full. You're so full of energy, full of light. Whew. Just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Pull. Pull. And just feel that energy around your body. Just let it pulsate, let it pulsate, let it pulsate, let it pulsate. And as it pulsates, you can give yourself a hug and just gently rock forward and back, forward and back. Hi, Jennifer. Forward and back. Forward and back. Oh, and just rotate around. I heard a little click there. Rotate. And rotate the other way. Good. Send any area to your body that particularly needs a bit of extra energy today. And when you're ready, come back. Get a sense of how you're feeling. Drop down into that deeper, wider part of yourself. Remember that we started with the figure of 8. And just make a commitment to yourself today that you are going to treat you like you would treat a friend that you absolutely loved and cared about. The compassion and love that you have for your friend. How much space do you take? How much space is enough? Too much? Or too little? In a conversation, notice how much space we're taking. How much space do we let unhelpful thoughts be on our mind? How much space is enough to kind of know one is motivating and one is also illuminating? How much space are we going to give that? I hope you enjoy the day. If you're here in England, looks like we've got a brilliantly warm day outside, and that's going to be really great. And I'm one of these very blessed people. I have the most wonderful garden that I can get into. I know it's got overrun a little bit with ivy. Maybe I'm going to have to go and do a bit of ivy side today. Cut away what I really don't need. Okay, so take care. Let me know how you're feeling, if you don't mind, just putting it in the chat right now. Let me know what came up for you. Did any particular energy come up that was helpful, beneficial? Anything that you learned? I'm just going to have a quick look at the aura that I'm going to do right now. Where is it? Today is, let's see what we are. A lot of energy, Carla says. Purple, gold, and at the end, extremely light blue. Thank you. I'm a 9. Never been a 9 before. Well done, Carla. Well done. I'm just going to have it's kind of a bluey color. That is what we had earlier on. Oh, no, that's what we've got now. That's the color we've got now. So some blue something coming in on the left-hand side, and kind of a yellowy, goldy color on the left. So the picture shows us what's on the right is actually on the left and the other way around. So that's interesting. So blue is about purification, and we know that green is a color of the heart, balance, harmony. But you remember that in light, all becomes white, because white has all the colors within it. Yeah, it reflects all. Dark has all the colors within it. But when you mix red, blue, and green light together, you get white light. It's incredible, isn't it? It doesn't happen with paints, but it happens with light. So take care. Jenny, how are you feeling now? Marcel, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Are you still with us? If I don't hear from you in a second, I will just say enjoy the rest of your day. Carla, enjoy the rest of your day as well. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, thank you. Nearly a month and things to go. Oh, thank you for liking it. Thank you, Carla. All right, then. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will speak soon. Bye-bye.